should have put my earrings in. Oh.
Okay, welcome back to the first game of the semifinals of the Clark's Pump and Shop Girls Sweet 16 basketball tournament. With us today were the victorious George Rogers Clark Lady Cards, or as they go by sometimes, Lady Hoops. With us today is Coach Robbie Graham. We have student athletes Kennedy Stamper, Jalen Green, Kylie Chestnut. Coach, talk to us about that game.
First and foremost, hats off to Douglas, Coach Mobley and his squad. Tremendous season for them. Tough opponent, very physical, play hard, really compete. We knew it was going to be a tough game. We wanted to come out and have a really, really good start, and I felt like we did that. You know, they came out and they hit a couple buckets early and kind of down 4-0, but you know, we kind of adjusted a couple things and were able to go on a decent run there in the first quarter. It's carried over to the second quarter, and then the third quarter we kind of had some lulls for some games, and we really wanted to come out and have a good start to the third quarter and finish this thing off, and I felt like we did that.
Question.
Kennedy, 27 points and 7 3-point shots. Talk about that.
I knew as soon as I let that first shot fly and it was good, I was going to keep shooting because, I got confidence in myself and my shot. And if I make it on, I'm going to shoot them. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to help my team win. So if that's making shots or getting on the floor or whatever, I'm going to do it. So take your line there.
I think maybe more than any team this week, your experience on this floor has really been a big difference maker, I think, especially tonight. A team that hadn't been here before, really young versus you guys. You're still young, but still got a lot of work to play in these games.
Yeah, I think so. We always talk about poise and composure. Through the course of 32 minutes, there's going to be ups and downs. There's a roller coaster ride. Team's going to make a run. You got to maintain, and you got to be persistent. And you got to continue to do what got us to where we were. I felt like Garrett's did a good job of that.
Coach, last year guys dropped out first round, but this year you're still dancing on the final day at 7:30 tonight. Where has the growth come from, and how have you guys grown as a team to play well in tournament-style basketball from that point last year to now?
Well, our schedule, we played a really tough schedule. I think somebody said we traveled almost 7,000 miles this year across the country. Went to the Nike tournament in Phoenix. We played all the tough opponents in Kentucky. So we knew that a tough schedule would prepare us for these moments. And, we have a very resilient bunch. Our kids have been through a lot and played some great competition. And we don't take it easy in practice. We work hard, and everybody's involved, and we push them. They push each other. And the goal was to get here, to be playing Saturday night. That was the goal from the time we walked off the court after the first round last year. We talked about coming back, and we're going to be playing Saturday night. That was the goal all year long.
Coach, you've seen Frederick Douglass several times through the last 2 years. Do you think that was to your advantage coming in?
Probably. I think when you're familiar with the opponent, I guess that helps. But anymore with films and YouTube TVs and NFHS, it's not hard to get film on teams and you can watch and study. So we were very familiar with them. They're right up the road. So we've seen them play. And even off night, you go catch a glimpse of a team playing another good team. So we were very familiar with them, which I'm sure they were of us. But we some key things in the game. We wanted to shoot more free throws. They did. We did that. We wanted to out-rebound them. That was one of the things that kind of bothered us. We've been out-rebounding the first 2 games here, and that normally don't happen to our team. So that was definitely a goal, a point of emphasis to out-rebound them. We had single-digit turnovers, and we created 18 turnovers. So those are 3 big keys that we talked about going into the game, and we felt like we accomplished those 3 things.
You eliminated Sacred Heart last 3 years. They got to play a game still, but you've seen them twice this year. Kind of what do you think you can take away from those previous matchups going into this one, if that is how it plays out?
Well, I don't want to disrespect Denver Christian, first and foremost, because there's a game that has to be played here coming up, and whoever it is will be prepared. We haven't seen Denver Christian, but we have played Sacred Heart twice, and obviously if you play the opponent, you're more familiar with them playing them. And if it is Sacred Heart, they're making history. We're hoping we can disrupt that a little bit. They're well coached. Top 10 player in the country. They're a great program. And we know that, but we're going to show up tonight. We're going to tip it up. We're going to give it everything we got.
Right here on the end.
Coach, it kind of felt like, I don't know if you all felt this way, but like the first 2 games, it was a little more flat. Today, you all kind of seem to be a lot more on a mission from the jump. What kind of contributed to that? What was your mindset going into this game?
Well, a lot of things is style of play. I think North Florida wanted to slow it and grind a little bit, which we're capable of playing different styles of play. Doug's play a lot like press, very aggressive, get up and down, want to attack the basket. So I think that allowed us, to get up and down a little bit. I think we hit a few shots early, and then we were able to relax a little bit more. And defensively, we were very active defensively, and we played fresh, legs were fresh, and we played hard and competed. And the communication was good. So I think, and plus, our kids, Douglas, right up the street, our kids know each other, hang out, some whatever. So that obviously adds to a little more intensity when tip off.
With such a quick turnaround, what's the process for preparing for the next game?
Well, the big thing is, they're teenage girls, so they'll be hungry, so we gotta get food in them. So we'll get back. We're actually in a hotel, so we'll get back, get them off their feet as much as possible. Some ice baths and some recovery boots, and we'll watch some film. The biggest thing is keep them off their feet, keep them. They have to get liquids in their body, so we have a ton of water at the hotel. And like I said, just mentally is as tough as physically, in my opinion. So, because sometimes you think you're tired, but you still got more in the tank, so you got to take another step. But it's a state championship. If we're tired tonight, then probably shouldn't be playing tonight. But we'll be ready to go. This is what it boils down to. All the Kentucky high school kids, boys and girls, coaches. This is playing on Saturday morning, then you get a chance to play Saturday night. That's what it's all about.
Coach, past couple of years, there haven't been 4 teams from Central Kentucky. This was the 10th and 11th region matchup, but nonetheless, 4 teams in the final couple rounds here. What does it say about the growth of the sport and just the prowess of the teams in the center of this state that we have something that we haven't seen before this tournament with those 4 teams playing on the final couple of days of this tournament?
Well, just in general, I think girls and women's basketball is just growing. Not just in Central Kentucky, but you're talking about across the country at all levels. You talk about the middle school level, high school level, college level, professional level, and then you look at even AAU basketball. You go to those AAU tournaments and stuff. There's a bunch of girls playing just like the boys are playing. And I think it's just a growth across the country. It's a movement. I think it's going to continue to grow. Our kids compete, play hard. We practice every day like boys do. We want to win. So I think just the growth of Kentucky is definitely, kids are working hard. Programs are investing in schools, and programs are investing in our young ladies, and it's going to continue to grow, in my opinion.
Coach, last year I remember in the first round loss, right towards the end of the game, you took out all of your starters and you were talking to them on the bench, giving them some sort of speech, or what were you saying to them at the end of that game? Well, if you remember,
it was we talked about getting back here, and we talked about the goal is to get back and win 4 games. So the goal is to win 4 games. We've accomplished 3/4 of that, and tonight it'll be a task. Whoever we play, we know that. We know it's not going to be easy. To be a champion, you got to go through some tough, some adversity, some tough times. But these kids are such a resilient group. I mean, guys, we've just had so much adversity with, Kanaya Jones's illness and sickness, and not knowing, if she could play or when she could play or how much she could play. And, we got Sierra that comes back in January after ACL from last year. And we got an eye chestnut that we lose for the year. And, we've not had one practice. Nonetheless, one game where we've had our entire squad together. But these kids, they show up every stinking day. They give me everything they got, and I push them, and I push them, and I push them. But they keep coming back, and they keep showing up, and they keep giving me everything they got, and they lay it on the line. So, when we tip it up tonight, they'll lay it on the line, and whatever happens, happens. But, our FCA director, Pastor Ross, we talked all week about being strong and courageous in the battle. The Lord says be strong and courageous. So, we've kind of taken on that 23 strong. We have our coaches, our manager, and our players. We're 23 strong, together. It's hard to break it when we're together, unbreakable bond. But we're excited to be playing tonight. I mean, guys, programs don't get this opportunity to play in the state tournament, nonetheless, playing on Saturday night.
Last question right here.
Kylie and Jalen, you both had double figures as well. Can you talk about the strong start and how much confidence you have going in?
Honestly, I just do whatever it takes to help my team, whether I'm going or not. My shot hasn't been falling, so I've just been able to attack the basket and hit some free throws.
Coming off the bench, energy was really high, and I wanted to keep it going, and I just had confidence in myself and what I can do. That's why I went out there and I did me.
Coach, congratulations on the win, and we look forward to seeing you tonight in the state championship game.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I just do whatever it takes to help my team. That's my favorite part.
Did I stutter this? Did I go into detail? No, not too much.